Good morning. This is Cindy. Welcome to my channel. We have something completely new today. And if you watched yesterday's video where I talked about some of the things that are going to happen this year, one of the things I talked about was me taking the Marguerite Miller challenge. Moving into collage is completely going out of my comfort zone. So yeah. But I also mentioned in that video that I was probably going to skip the first 2 weeks because I'm going to be away from the house and the crafting table. However, it occurred to me last night, there is no reason I can't do it ahead of time. There's no law in the Marguerite Miller rules that says you have to do them exactly that week. So it's 52 weeks of prompt assignments. And I have printed them all out. I cut off the first page and have them clipped there. I'm not going to cut them all out at once, because if I do that, I'll lose them. So I have the first weeks and some things over here I will get to in a minute. I want to talk about the book itself. I have seen so many different people use different kinds of books. Some people use bullet journals. Some people use spiral notebooks. Some people use big pages. Some people use little pages. I don't have anything of that sort. I mean, I have a couple old spiral notebooks, but I was afraid that that might get a little bit bulky. Plus, I wasn't sure that the paper would be strong enough. So I put together my own. This back is just off of a paper pad. It's just a piece of cardstock on the front that, we'll decorate as the year goes on. But for right now, we're going to leave it blank. The interior pages, however, you know that I am a writer. And I write under the name Diana Hunter. That's the erotic romances. I'll link that below. But off of that link, you can also get my historical romance, Hardship and Hardtack. It's a Civil War historical. And that's under the name C.F. Dupre. So my mom always complained because the books were too sexy for her. She does not like a lot of sex in her books. She just likes the story, a little romance. She does not need to go into the bedroom with the characters. So I wrote a book called The Revolution of Clara Simpson, and I dedicated it to my mom. I finally wrote a book that you can read. My mom passed away a few years ago, but she got a chance to read the book first. She enjoyed it. We had a good time. This paper here is just covering up some private information that's on the cover of this, because this is a draft. I print them out periodically so that I can read and edit and change and do all of that. And so I end up with these. I don't print them out very often because, it's expensive to print them. But I have a bunch of them, and I thought, I'm just going to use up that paper, and that is going to be my collage book. So to get started, I need something associated with water. And I just got this picture of a fish that just came out of one of the new things that I got for Christmas. A portion of a poem or a song you enjoy. I have a piece of a poem already picked out in my head. I'm going to handwrite it in. Patterned paper. I have that right here. And it actually goes nicely with my fish. I did not pick it that way on purpose, but it goes nicely with my fish. Something that's usually kept cold. And I chose a Pepsi bottle, and I went out and I found an image of an old Pepsi bottle, because this is the first type of Pepsi I remember. My aunts loved Pepsi, and there was always Pepsi in my grandparents' fridge for them. And it was this kind of bottle. A light shade of blue, and I have a couple of different pieces of blue here. And then the bonus is an unusual symbol or shape. Well, I don't know how unusual it is to have a triangle, but I thought that was kind of cool. This was just a scrap. So the first thing I'm going to do is put down my patterned paper. And one of the things that Marguerite Miller suggests, I have another piece of blue over here too, is that you put down a background. Well, I thought my patterned paper could become my background. So let me grab my glue stick. And we're going to give this a shot. Actually, let me do this over here. I'm going to end up making a mess. So I'm going to do this on this book. This is a very large piece, but I have a lot of writing to cover up. So I think it's going to be okay to use a large piece of paper. We'll find out. This is the first time I've done this. I do want to take off my sticky. Get rid of that. Okay, and this also kind of serves as framing for the rest of the collage. Okay, I want to stick a little bit more down here on the edge. A little more down here. There we go. Okay, so there. I have my fish. I do like how that fits. And I have my Pepsi bottle. I could have my fish going for my Pepsi bottle. My unusual blue shape. Although I also have this really pretty like trim. If I do that like a pocket, I just saw Gal Augustinelli do this. I could put that right in there so I wouldn't lose it. And then I can put my poem right in here. Aha! I think we got it. Okay, let me put this one down first. I did print this out on cardstock only because I don't like to do a print and lose an entire piece of paper for one thing, even if it's computer paper. So I did this on cardstock because I was also printing out a couple of other pieces for a different journal on the same piece of paper. Now that glue will disappear, so I'm not going to worry about it. I know that I could cut the edges on here or do some... You know what I think I'm going to do real quick? It's just a little bit of inking along the edge here to give it a little bit more definition. This ink pad I think is about done. This poor thing. But it gives me just a very light... the camera's probably not picking it up. You might be able to see it when I put it back down on the paper. I've been storing this one upside down, hoping it would give it a little bit more life, but I think we're about done on it. I have another one, I just haven't gotten it out yet. Okay. That was Distress Ink Vintage Photo, but it's just a little one, and oops, we're upside down. Yeah, see that grungied it up just a little bit, but it also kind of gave it a little more definition. So let's go ahead and put our fish onto our paper. Yeah, I'm learning about, oh shoot, I got glue all over me here. I'm learning about composition and get that glue off of there. I'm not, obviously not great at it yet, but I'm getting there. Okay. For this one, I'm going to, actually, you know what? I think I want to put this on first. Yeah. Well, and it, you know, the water, this has got kind of a watery theme, so that'll definitely fit. All right. Come on, Fabri-Tac. Don't fail me now. Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit of a bead right there. And then attach this. This was the top off of another paper. Okay, where's my napkin? I have made a bit of a mess on my piece here on my pad. And we'll cut that off. There. Give a little bit of something there just to give it a little more definition. And then we're going to attach our pocket. Put that down here. Okay, I can see it. One of the problems I'm going to have is making sure that my page is straight. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. There we go. Okay, I've got my pocket here, so I can put my challenge right in there. And if I do that, now I can take a moment, make sure my pen works, and I could put my quote. Okay, I'll read that out to you now. I just wanted, sorry I got silent on there. I needed to concentrate in order to write. Home is the place where when you have to go there, they have to take you in. I should have said something you somehow haven't to deserve. This is from Death of a Hired Man. By Robert Frost. And I should have done it in a marker rather than a pen, but to make it show up better. But I like it kind of like that. Okay, so I didn't use the triangle. That's okay. I have a little bit more of this strip of blue, which I might choose to put up here by the fish. Let me take a little bit of that because I want to just give that fish a little bit definition, and I'll bring the blue up a little bit so that there's a little blue in both places. And it goes a little off the edge, but that's okay. You know, that's kind of what we're doing here. And then if I do a little bit over here, okay. Because then the bottom direction, once you have found and placed your pieces, or this number 6. After you create a collage with your 5 prompts, add a sticker, a rubber stamping, or anything else to embellish if you like. So I have this, and I have, let me see if I can find it quickly. I think I know exactly where I put it. I did. I have a rubber stamp here of a house. And it has a Christmas wreath on it. I don't care. Grabbing out my ink pad. So I'm going to, real quick, I'd like this one. It's, I live in a Queen Anne Victorian. We don't have dormers like this, but it's close. So, yeah, I used to do a dramatic reading of Death of a Hired Man when I was in high school. I went to different contests with it. And I really love the poem. It's two characters, two fairly folksy characters who are talking about, uh, well, about death, about a hired man who has come back to visit them after all of these years. I'm going to go to my glue book for a minute. I just want to make sure that this is actually printing. Yeah, it's going to work. Okay. And the farmer makes the comment, home is the place where you have to, when you have to go there, they have to take you in. And she says, I should have said something you somehow haven't to deserve. In other words, you don't have to deserve the house, the home. You should just have one. There. So I'll add that little piece in. And that is done. This is the first week of the Marguerite Challenge. And I have done a collage. We'll see where we go from here. Hopefully I can keep it up. All right, till later. This is Cindy signing off.